Hi everyone, it's Courtney, and yes, this is a recorded video for you today, but I didn't want you to miss out on your regular Thursday afternoon video. So you are watching me. I am also I'm on a train on the way home, and so I'll be able to comment and whatnot as we go. But we've just been out to a show, so I'll let you know about how that went later. Tonight, I'm doing a pre-recorded video for you so that you can watch it tomorrow afternoon. I'm looking at all around it all. So I'm not sure if you've seen this. This is an online exclusive stamp set. It does come with a set of dies. It is staying. I haven't shown it to you before, but I thought it was quite a fun little stamp set. But get a look at these guys. These are the piece de la resistance that goes with it. Okay, this is the all around it all dies. Say that really fast a few times, that'll get you. There is 12 dies in here, and like the biggest one is bigger than a card. It's bigger than an envelope. So I'm actually going to do a scrapbook page with them as well. But like, look at the size of that beauty. Isn't it great? And it's wobbly. It's a big wobbly circle, for want of a better way of putting it. So it's not cut evenly, and they don't all fit like nicely together, but they work. So this is going to have to be a quick one today because of the way that my video editing works and all of that sort of stuff. So around it all dies, around it all stamp set. It's a red rubber stamp set. We've got some great big images, some great big sentiments. We've got some really cute little images to go with it. What I've done is I've pulled out some designer series paper. This designer series paper is also staying, and it's a nice it's got a nice feel to it. It's the one that goes with the timber and everything like that. I can't spell to save my life. IMBER. And the paper. Well, I've got the timber embossing folder coming up, but I don't know where I put. Yes, I do. Here it is. It is Country Woods. So it's timber, but it's Country Woods, and it's staying. So this piece here is my favorite, but what we're going to be doing with it is I've cut out a whole heap of the circles. I've used, where is it? I've used the 4 smallest circles here for this particular card. I haven't got a sample to show you yet. I've just got it still in my head. Okay, and the timber embossing folder. This timber embossing folder is on the last chance list. It's been reduced to $15.40 here in Australia. So if you want it, now's a good time to get it because it has been reduced. Okay, you'll also get, whoa, a bit blurry. Let's see, how can we fix this? That's a worry. There we go. It's not a fan. It's not a fan. I'm talking too fast. I'm moving too fast. Let's slow it all down. Hey, what do you reckon? Okay, so what I've done is I've cut a whole heap of our circles. I've cut them in designer series paper, and I've also cut them. I've got them all falling over the floor all over here. And I've cut them in cardstock. So I've used some Misty Moonlight, some Pool Party, and some early espresso, and some crumb cake. Okay, so I've also got with me my Neutrals Collection markers. All right, so what I'm going to do is if I pull out early espresso, because early espresso is the main color that I've used as my card base, the reason why I'm doing that is because I actually want to go along. We've got these markers, they've got a brush on one end and they've got a bullet tip on the other. The main families come in a packet of 10. Okay, and what you'll notice if you've already got your new catalog in your hot little hands is what you'll notice is there's no markers listed in there. They're actually moving to the online store. They will stay in the online store, but it's just so that you're aware of it. So what I was thinking about doing was just going around here. Does not need to be overly neat, but just to give them a little bit of a some of them a little bit of a feature, because there's not a stamp that matches that. However, there is a little smiley stamp, which I will put on here. Okay, you can cut them out first and then stamp, or you can stamp and then cut them out. The choice is yours. This one here in particular, I've found that cutting it out first is not necessarily ideal, but it works for me. So what I'll do with this one is I'm going to stamp my little smiley face in some early espresso. The circle is not even, and my early espresso is not very dark in its ink. That's better. And I'm actually going to cut it out separate. But see how it's got the little line around it? That's the line that I'm trying to recreate with my marker. Okay, so I'll just pull the cut and emboss machine back in. Don't stick that underneath it, because I do want to cut this guy out. I have cut the majority of these things out and embossed them so that we're ready to rock and roll, because I do need this to be made relatively fast. And here is the top. Okay, so we've got our little smiley face, excuse my sniveling, and our small die. So what you'll find is you need to jiggle it around a bit to make sure you get it in the right spot for where it needs to sit before you send it through. And that's just so that you should be able to see that whole stamped circle in there. Okay. So that's the cut and emboss machine at work. And you'll see there's our little smiley guy. Okay. I'm also going to put that stamp onto my envelope. Okay. But just remember when you're in school and I'm sorry about the fuzz, guys. It's because I'm working in the night. There's all I can think of it could be. Remember when you're at school and you got a smiley stamp on things and how gorgeous it was and how excited you were? Oh, that one's a bit dry. Here's the other folder. Got a few of these hanging around me. I just want to clean that off because I'm liable to put that all over me. Okay. So what we're going to do is I've cut out heaps of different circles. They're all different colors. They're all different patterns, and some of them are just plain. Okay. So this one here I've already embossed with our timber. See what I mean? Okay, and I've embossed two of them just so that I had a little bit of variety. So I'm not sure where that other one has done a runner to, but I'm sure it's under here somewhere. There it is. Okay, now I've got a dark base here. The beauty about having a dark base is if you would like to not waste your cardstock, you don't have to. You can thieve from here, which is what I've done. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this one on now. You could also use this as a mask if you wanted to, and you could have quite a lot of fun with your blending brushes with it. Okay, just because they're just fun shapes. So I've just made it, whoops, didn't want it to be wobbly. Hey, don't stick down too fast there, my friend. All right. It's because I'm leaning in too much. I think I need a higher chair. Bring it closer to me. Okay, and I can feel it. I've got glue all over my fingers already. I haven't left a very big border around this one because I didn't want a very big border around it. Okay, I'm actually going to adhere, which is very unlike me, just a plain white piece of cardstock, because this is not going to have any stamping on it. You could add a little bit of texture to it if you wanted to. You could add a little bit of blending brush if you wanted to. You don't need to, but you could. All right, so that there is essentially what I'm going to build on. Okay. Now you can't tell that I've thieved from underneath there. There's a little bit of mark there. I've got to make sure I cover that, right, because of the way that we've done it. Now, when you've got a whole variety of things, you don't need to use them all, but you do need to work out where you want them and what ones you actually really want in. So I'm going to need this one. This one here is going to have my sentiment on it, which happens to be, in this case, "You make me smile." So because I've already cut it out, it's going to be a matter of working out exactly where I've got it and where I want it because of the shape of my, I want to call it a circle, even though it is so skew if it's not funny. And I will cut a second one if I stick this one up. Hold your tongue right. Nice. That turned out rather pleasant, if I do say so myself. So that is going to be my top. It's going to be the highest thing on here. And I want it to be sitting about there. So that's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to start to build up from there. I don't necessarily want my textures to actually be the same in all my directions. That one's going to go there, that one up the top. Okay. And I will be putting this little one in here somewhere, not necessarily down there, because it's very similar. Because it's similar to this one, it needs to be up and away a bit. Okay. One in here somewhere as well. Add a little bit of extra color. Okay. But I want it to come down and around. Let's put that one up there. All right. You can go on there. And that one's the same size, so I might actually just put it here. I'm overlapping them. I'm thinking about where my placement's going to be. I want some plain, I want some color, and I just want them to do their own thing. So I don't really want them hanging out with all the other guys. And there's nothing stopping you from turning it over to see what's on the other side and how that will work for you. So if I didn't want to have that piece that's got that, it's got like that calypso-y corally color in there, then I wouldn't have had to. I could have turned that over. All right. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that you're going to go like that. And I know that that's the same, but I could actually put this one here, and because it goes in a different direction, it's going to work for me. I'm going to put you over there a bit, and then this one here is just going to go up there, and I'm going to let it float. Okay, so that's actually going to be the basis of my card. All right, so this guy here is going to need to be the one that's standing up. So what I'm just going to take them all off. Actually, we'll just tip them off so that we can sort of work out where they're going to go. So this nice, a big beauty here, we had down here in this bottom corner, sort of. Okay. And then I had this one here. Turning that around a little bit like so. Now I do want to add some dimension to this. Okay, so let's work out how we're going to do that. I'm going to pop this one up on some dimensionals, and it's just going to be a matter of playing with till you like where everything sits. And then, as you can see, I've pulled it off, but they're not going to all land back in the same spot. I'll just put this over here. Okay, so these items are not going. We've got this month's team challenge happens to be no flowers. Okay, so this is going to work for that too. We have a regular team challenge. Okay, I'm just going to put this one here. I'm going to stick it underneath there. I know I didn't use it before, but I'm going to stick that one under there. And we have a regular team challenge, and on that with that team challenge, we also have quite a few. We do it every month. So if you're in for a challenge, you are welcome to join the team. If you are watching and you're part of the team, you know what to do. you need to do your card. So no flowers is this month's challenge. And the other group that I belong to is a sympathy challenge. So I have not made that one as yet. Okay. And all right. So we're sort of starting to work it back up again. I'm going to put this one on here. And I'm not going to raise this one. So just so that it's there. Because that guy there is going to go above that. Okay, where did I have you? They look to me like they're both doing the same job, so I don't particularly want them together, because it's a bit like when you're using your gems. You don't necessarily want the two of the same thing doing the same job on your, so you don't want them in the same spot. Okay, and I could have used, I reckon I could have used another, you know, I've already stuck that one down. I could have used another one of, sure I had another one of those. I did, because I had one, I had two that I drew on. Where's the other one gone, guys? It's developed some legs. Oh, that's one. Everything has a tendency to do that on this table. I've come to that conclusion. That's the basic black one. So you can get a Stampin' Right marker in basic black. You can buy it separately. So you can do this in black colors if you are interested in doing that. All right. Just so for something that you are aware of. Yeah, I thought I had another one of these. I did have another one. Look, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. It should be there. Okay. It has definitely developed some legs. It is not on the floor, but that's all right. Actually, we might put that one there. You Make Me Smile is going to go here. Actually, that smiley one down there looks good like that, doesn't it? And let's put this big one up here. If I put that there like so, that won't work, but this one will. Okay. All right. Yep. So let's stick them down. I'm just going to stick this one straight onto that piece there. Just pop a little bit of glue on it. And this one as well, I'm going to stick that straight down with some glue. Okay. No, thought it was going to be there, but it's not. This one, we'll stick this one down with straight down with some glue. And it's just add your height. You want it to look a bit dimensionally. Okay, You Make Me Smile. That one could actually come down here quite nicely. Okay, it's going to have a dimensional under the back of it. Now, what I will do is I'll leave the rest off. But what I'm going to do under here, on Tuesday, when I made my video the other day, on Tuesday, I showed you how to, if you're watching it, I showed you how to split the baker's twine from the essentials pack. This time, because it's round, I've got 2 little threads left. I'm just going to stick them underneath here just for a little bit of extra texture, just because I can. Now, I've just rolled them up quite nicely there with my fingers. And if you bring your tear tape in, you can, because we're going to stick that over there, we can actually just stick our sentiment over the top of the tear and tape. All right, so just pop. I should be able to get away with 3. Okay. I love this part of this tool, this pokey tool. That's great. Okay, you make me smile, and that's going to sit over the top of there. You want to make sure that it doesn't. Now, I also bought in the other day. I was playing with the Bokeh itty bitty Bokeh mix, which are hanging around for a bit longer. Okay, and you'll notice that I was pulling out these clear ones, so they work quite nicely on most things, and they've got like a little bit of a blue shine to them. The other thing that's in here, well, everything's sticking to it, is these blue ones, and they'll work as well. Okay, the pink ones not so much, but the blue ones definitely will. But if you think they're too bright, just pop them back and just use your clear ones. Now, I popped the other day, I was popping these on here, and you will have noticed me just using a tiny little bit of glue. See how I just got it to the tip there? And I was just using ever so tiny little bit of glue. And nobody said you only had to put it on the white, and you can put as many of these on here as you like. All right, but I would suggest that you use an odd number. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they come in 2 different sizes. So yeah, I was trying to get all clever, and I was doing my video so that it would go live when it was supposed to go live, even though I was going to be out. Okay, but it didn't work. It went live on the day and threw the spanner in the works for a few people. Lisa was watching. She cottoned on. I'm just trying to find the little tiny ones, because I've got 3 big ones up the top, and I'm not overly excited about them. Let's see if I move that big one down there. And there's another little one. And there's about, I don't know, they reckon that they do it in grams, but like it used to be that they'd put 750 in there, but now they give you grams. So there's 11.5 grams in there. That's a lot of sparkle. I need another little one. Okay, where's another one? Oh, got all these stuck to it. Anyone would think there was a magnet. There's another little one. And I'm going to put that one there. This is where 2 take your pick tools comes in handy. Okay, I think that looks rather good, if I do say so myself. Now, we've got some leftover bits. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry. Okay, because those little ones are there. So I need something on my inside. So with your inside, because I haven't used very many stamps, I can still use another stamp. I can bring in my smiley face again, because you can never have too many smiley faces. But rather than do it in the espresso, I'm going to do it in Misty Moonlight, just because I can. All right, so I'm going to stamp him straight on there, and I'm going to pop some circles in here as well. Okay. Just because, like I said, just because I can. All right, so what I'll do is I'll pop some glue on these guys. And in that corner there, because that one is going to go over there. And this one here is going to go up here. And then I'm going to use my snips, and I'm going to pretend that my piece of white cardstock is a ruler. So I'm just going to cut off that piece there, and I'm going to snip along here as well. Now, one thing you can do is you don't necessarily need to throw these pieces that we've just cut off out, because there's nothing stopping you from coming back and putting them in a little bit as well. Okay, so you've got all these little extra pieces, you can use them to your advantage. Like so. Okay, and then we'll snip that one as well. All right, and then that will make that inside match our front. Okay, now if your card is going through the mail, you don't want to be adding too much paper to the front, but you can also add some of this color to your envelope. All right, so because like you said, like you could see, I've got one left over. If you wanted to, you could stick it here, for example. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Okay, in case it's going through the mail, make sure you get it right near the edge. And the reason being is because the mail sorting machine likes to chew stuff. Okay, just for something different. Okay, and there you have it. One pretty little card that says, "You make me smile." It can go to a girl or it can go to a boy. Get that dimensional back off there. And there's our matching inside. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining me. It is a quickie today, for want of a better word. Look forward to seeing you all next week. Wasn't planning to be away tomorrow, but, you know, or what you're seeing is today. I will catch you all on Swings and Roundabout. Look forward to it. If you would like a catalogue mailed to you, one of the new ones starting in May, please let me know. See you later.